All right, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I know people are dialing in from all over the world, and I want to welcome you to Team Elite TV episode 67. Yes,
Awesome. 67.
67. We are serious about this thing. We're holding it down as a leadership team, making sure that we continue to serve this family, this Team Elite family in Jeunesse, to make sure that everybody is getting the information that they need so they can stay on top of things, getting the training that they need so they have all of the opportunities for success. So that said, we want to welcome you to this episode of Team Elite TV, and we want to encourage you to make this your Sunday routine. We've made it our Sunday routine to make sure that we show up and show out and provide this type of coaching, leadership, and training to the team. And here's the thing, I want to challenge you to make sure that you are there to receive it. It's kind of like grandma making dinner on Sunday afternoon after church. And, you just want to make sure that you're sitting at the table so that you can eat it, right? I mean, that's really important. So we're going to serve it up for you guys. Make sure that you're here. If you can't be here to watch it live, definitely make sure you watch the recording first thing on Monday, because Team Elite TV is designed for you to start your week out, in a successful place. So definitely you can do that. Maybe get up an hour earlier or 30 minutes earlier so that you'd be able to watch this. Let me introduce you to the leaders who are joining us today for this episode of Team Elite TV. Going from left to right at the bottom of my screen. We'll give Carrie just a chance to get settled in. But we're going to start in Jamaica with one of our top Pearl executives on the team, just a queen, just making stuff happen. Just really proud of Kimberly and grateful that I've had the opportunity to work with Kimberly for so many years now. Let me introduce you to Pearl executive from Jamaica, Kimberly Davis. What up, Kim? Oh no, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Kimmy. No volume. All right, we'll see. If you get that fixed, just let us know, and if you got to drop off and come back on, we'll give you a chance to talk to folks. Right now, we're going to go back to the left a little bit, though, and we just had one of our other Pearl executives from Jamaica jump on here, the demo queen, who is. I'm just excited, Carrie, about the story, the testimony that you're building for when we really start attacking the Caribbean marketplace. And so everybody meet Pearl executive from Jamaica, Carrie Spencer. What up, Carrie?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thank you. Hi, guys. Good to be on the call, and I'm excited and want to know what everybody have in store.
Yes, and you're looking fab, girl.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. All right, hey, we got Kimberly back. Kim, did we get the volume fixed? No, we still can't hear you, Kim. I know. Come on, keep trying. Don't give up, because we definitely want to hear from you on tonight's Team Elite TV as we do the Straight Talk episode. So we got to get that fixed. And I know it was working earlier and it got weird somehow. I don't know. All right, now let's go to McAllen, Texas, for one of our Rockin' Sapphires. First Sapphire beast on Team Elite. Just really proud of the team that my good friend Marcia Terry and her husband Dr. Onowar Terry have been able to build in so many different countries. Hey, Marcia, how you doing? You're muted. I can see that.
I am fabulous tonight. It is good to be here.
Awesome, awesome. You guys just came back from Orlando. Can't wait for you to tell that story tonight on the call.
I'm excited to share it.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, well, let's go back to Barbados now, and I see the profile picture of the Zen Queen herself, who I'm just really excited about. Jamie, just watching you develop as a leader, take your own place in the world of social media. You're serious about the Zen thing, the Zen body thing. You're serious about health, fitness, and nutrition, and we are so privileged and honored to call you our own. What's up, Pearl Executive Jamie Lee St. John?
Hey everybody, thanks for welcoming me, T.Gray. I'm always excited to be on Team Elite TV. I'm just going to say a very quick hi to everyone and welcome before I drop off of the internet.
I know. Well, you know what? Hey, we appreciate these fleeting moments, right? Absolutely. Good stuff. All right. Well, we're going to go back to Jamaica. We've got Jamaica's first ever Sapphire, the Prince of Team Elite. Actually, just excited about the energy that Nick Malcolm brings to the table. Hey, Nick, we had a lot of fun doing three-way calls on Saturday afternoon. Say hi to everybody. Sapphire executive Nick Malcolm.
Good night, everyone. Welcome to Team Elite episode 67. Tonight is real talk, serious talk. Trust me. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We're looking forward to hearing what you've got to say a little bit later. We got Kimberly back. It's just like you guys are like trading places. It's so funny. I was getting ready to go to Sam. She fell off. Kim came back. Kim, can we hear you? No. We can't hear you. So what happened, Kim? You were on early. We could hear you. What happened? Does anybody know? Anybody have any ideas?
I guess the internet keeps on. It goes in and out.
Yeah, Jamie says the internet is crazy everywhere. I don't know. Kim, check your connection for your headphones into your thing. Also on your are you using your phone or using your computer? Okay, I don't know. So we got a profile picture. All I know is I'm using my computer, and when I move my mouse, different controls become visible up top, and one of those is a cog wheel, a settings wheel that lets me tell the computer which microphone to pay attention to. So maybe that's helpful. And then, of course, we have Sapphire Elite Samantha Janvrin, who is a friend of mine. We go way back working together. She's been very successful in the industry, and she's on here too. She got dropped off, and she said she just messaged me and said she's coming back on. Kim, you there? We just see your mouth moving. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started while we work out some of these technical difficulties and get our folks back on and in position. One of the first things that I want to do is I want to congratulate our newest Jade, and we'll have a picture for you guys soon. But I want to give you guys congratulations, give a big congratulations to Brian Gamez from the Texas Valley. Way to go, Brian. Jade executive.
Way to go, Brian.
Yes, absolutely. And in case you don't know, he is the son of Sapphire Fatima Barajas. And I just love that she's building it with her kids, and her kids are rocking it right alongside her and building a great dynasty. So good stuff. What else do we want to talk about? Oh, you know what I want to talk about? Marsha, I want you to tell your story. So check this out, guys. Marsha and her family were on vacation in Orlando, and they decided that they would stop by the corporate office. And so, Marsha, I'll turn it over to you and tell everybody what happened.
So yeah, we just got back from Orlando. I should have had on my mini ears so you could see that we were there. But we just got back and we logged into our GPS to go to the corporate office, and it took us to the old building. So that was kind of comical because we pull up and I'm like, this is not what we've seen. I don't see the big waterfall. I don't see the big white building. Fortunately, corporate office was about 15 minutes from there, and so we drove up to corporate office. I meant to post the video of us driving up to see the beautiful waterfall in the Jeunesse symbol of the fleur-de-lis. It was absolutely gorgeous. The beautiful white building with Jeunesse name just splayed across it. And we actually realized when we were leaving Orlando going to the airport, that you can see the Jeunesse headquarters right from the highway. So that was pretty cool. So anyways, we walked in, and a lovely lady that was at the front desk, her name was Myra Nash. She took us on a tour. There was really nobody left in it. Well, they were getting ready to close the building, and so she was most gracious and took us on a tour of the whole entire building. We got to see the room where they do Discover Jeunesse. It's amazing. We got to go into the Diamond Lounge, all the nice touches that they have with the little lights that are in shapes of diamonds. We got to see the conference room where distributors can go and host meetings. We got to go and see where customer service is, where the help desk is, where the IT department does their thing. We even got to meet Meredith. I forgot to take her picture, but we did get to meet Meredith. She was there grinding on, oh, see, my son got my ears. We got to meet Meredith, who was there grinding that evening, and so we just had a really good time. And you know, for anybody who doesn't think Jeunesse is real, I am here to tell you Jeunesse is real. Like there was so much vision, there's so much happening in this company, and you know, it's just amazing to see what this company is going to do. The amount of space that they have for expansion is incredible, and I'm just really excited to be a part of this formidable company that is definitely going in the right direction. It was so exciting to be there, and it was probably the highlight, aside from seeing Mickey and Minnie, it was probably the highlight of our trip, going to headquarters. And I really feel special because I know that Myra had mentioned that they'll probably do corporate tours, you know, in October at Expo, and I feel like we got a special tour that not everybody's going to be able to see. So I just feel that, you know, I'm so excited about it.
Sweet.
It was nice. You're muted, Terrence.
That is so awesome. And the reason I was muted is because I was taking screenshots, and already, as we speak, there is a picture of you with the Minnie Mouse ears on our Jeunesse Team Elite group right now.
Thank you.
Anytime. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Got to catch that.
Okay.
Oh.
Thanks, Elijah.
Anytime. Thank you, Elijah, the man. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Kim, volume?
Volume?
Yes!
Volume? No?
Woo,
Yes.
I can hear you. Yes, all right, we got Kim. And we got Sam. Sam is back, too. What's up, Sam?
Hey, I am back. Sorry, I had to reboot my whole computer and everything. So.
All right, good. We're back, so good. So we're almost ready to get down to business. Marsha just told her story, ladies, about going to corporate. While she was in Orlando, she even had the Minnie Mouse ears on. It's perfect. We took a screenshot. It is already posted in the Team Elite Facebook group for everybody to see. And hey, guys, if you're out there and you're watching, make sure you're letting us know that you're watching the Straight Talk edition of Team Elite TV. Want to encourage everybody, go ahead and register for Expo. That's very, very important. We've already have one new product released this year. That's the Skin Brightener. And we have another new product that's going to be released in Orlando. Excuse me. So I want to encourage you guys, make sure that you're there to capitalize on this opportunity in person. Let's see. Also, if you're in the Houston area, I'm doing a meeting tomorrow night here in Houston at the Courtyard Marriott West Chase. That's at 7:30. That's going to be another great meeting. If you have people in Houston, get them there. We do strong meetings here in the Houston marketplace. Also, Thursday, August 11th. So actually the week of August 8th is a big week for Team Elite. Corporate is putting on some meetings in our various markets. On Tuesday the 9th, they're going to be putting on a meeting in McAllen, Texas, down with a team led by Marcia Terry, Dr. Onowa Terry, Fatima Barajas, Fatima Gomez, and Brian Gomez and Jacob Duran. I mean, we've got so many pearls and sapphires down here. It's just absolutely amazing. And then from there, we're going to San Antonio to serve the team led by Pearl executives Melinda and Randy Martinez. So that's going to be on Wednesday the 10th. And then we're going to Houston on Thursday the 11th. Now, the meeting on Houston on Thursday the 11th is going to be special. I want to encourage anybody who can get there to be there, because we will have Meredith Burkich, the president of Jeunesse, there. We're going to have Lucy West, the senior director of new business development. She's going to be there. Cedric Robinson, Cedric Harris, sorry, Diamond director, is going to be there. And Mark McDonald, our Zen ambassador, is also going to be there. So this is going to be really, really huge, everybody. And from what I understand in conversations with Lucy, the format is going to be an opportunity meeting followed by kind of a mini Jeunesse University. So, you know, all the folks who are on the team, you know, the meeting will start about 7, I believe, but we're probably not going to get out of there till about 10-ish 10:30ish because of the training that will follow the opportunity meeting. And it's a special new format training that they've got that's going to be totally awesome and show people how to really rock their business. So I want to encourage anybody who is in around Houston or who can get there, Thursday the 11th, definitely a great day to be in the Houston marketplace. All right, cool. Any other announcements, guys, that we need to make? All right. Well, then it's time for us to get down to business. You know, today's episode is billed as straight talk. Straight talk. And I'll tell you where that kind of came from. I was talking with Samantha yesterday. We were kind of going over, you know, kind of the state of affairs for different people. And, of course, you guys know we're gearing up to totally have another Team Elite launch going into the fall, starting out in September, and just really taking our team to another level. So I'm working with some groups in launch coaching right now, and we're having a great time. As a matter of fact, hey, Kim, since we can hear you, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the launch coaching experience and what's happening so far?
Oh, wow. Well, it's been an amazing experience. It's been up. The emotions are like all over the place. Like for this week, as I shared with my group yesterday, it really was a kick-ass week. So we're talking about real work. We're talking about sticking with what we committed to. You know, initially we had our goals and we went through a period of preparation, you know, gearing up and preparing our mind to go through the next month. And so we started 2.5 weeks ago roundabout. We've already been getting success. Persons have signed on. We are exposing and we're sharing the business opportunity. You know, but what I can say, it's not easy, but it's possible once you make a commitment to do what you say you're going to do. And T.Gray did tell us, listen, this is no BS right here. If you're in, and you have to do what you committed to doing. And so we really have an amazing leader in the form of T.Gray, of course. And he has been, while he's been, you know, the leader and the coach and the mentor, he's also been the one to say, listen, life is going to happen, so get over it. Stop being a whiny little baby and get over it, all right? So it's really been an amazing 2.5 weeks. Like this week, I was like at my wit's end, you know, but I recomposed myself and I'm ready for the new week. So it's been good so far.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Kim, for sharing that. Hey, Nick, you're part of the launch coaching program as well. Do you want to share a little bit about your experience? Nick, can you hear us?
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Oh, great. Well, I must say the experience has been of mixed feeling. You know, we have to definitely think like the 10x rule, most definitely. And I've seen where I've come from out of my comfort zone and start practically thinking 10 times the amount that I used to think before. There are cases where you definitely will go through a lot of no's and so forth. So that's a part of the process. So doing the launch, you'd hear a couple of no's, but no's will definitely mean next opportunity and new people. Go expose yourself to new people, new opportunities. And this week, I must say, it was a rough week, but I, along with T.
Hey, Nick, you went back on mute somehow. Oh, we lost them all together. All right. So anyway, what you're hearing from these guys is that, you know, they're really kind of discovering that, you know, prior to the launch coaching experience, they thought they were working, and now they realize what working to build your business really is, which is really kind of a great segue into our straight talk topic. You know, Samantha and I, we were talking about, you know, the fact that we're gonna roll this out now to the rest of the team, and that's gonna start, you know, probably mid-August to get people ready for a September launch. But you know, we want to address some of the things that we're hearing from people. Like we want to be, you know, we want to be straight with you guys. We want to be honest with you guys. You know, there are people out there. Here's a revelation. There are people in Jeunesse who are not making money. Did you guys know that? Right? I mean, sometimes it's easy to think that everybody is making money, but the same. There are real estate agents who are not making money. There are doctors who don't make money. There are stockbrokers, investors, and nurses, and school teachers, and construction people who don't make money. Right? So in every profession, there are people who don't make money. Carrie, in your profession, in the salon and in the beauty and spa business, there are people who thrive. Yep. And there are people who are literally inches from closing their doors, right? So that's reality, and this business is no different. Sometimes people get it in their mind that it's supposed to be an environment where everyone is making money. Well, everyone's not going to make money, not because everyone can't, because certainly what's great about our business is everyone can make money. Everyone can be successful, but everyone will not do what is necessary in order to be successful. For example, shooting straight, everybody won't watch Team Elite TV on Sunday nights. That's just reality. I mean, you can spoon feed and put the information right there and say, hey, here's how you win. As a matter of fact, we're going to make it so that everybody around the world can have access to it. There's a reason that we don't do conference calls. We used to do, coming up in network marketing, Marshall, we worked together, we did conference calls. Kim, we did conference calls. Sam, how many conference calls have we done together, right? But there's a reason that we don't do conference calls, because everybody can't dial into a conference call. Phone credits and long distance and all that kind of stuff. But the internet is a common denominator around the world. Everyone has access to the internet, even though it may not be, as reliable in some places as others. Everybody who has even moderate access to the internet can watch Team Elite TV, either live or recorded. So we chose a medium that makes it possible for everybody to have access to it. But here's the reality. Even though it is readily accessible to every last person on this team, every person who joins the team won't take the time or make the sacrifice in order to watch Team Elite TV. So, let me ask you a question. Do you think that the people who won't do what they need to do in order to win deserve to make money? Absolutely not, right? And then you have the folks that say, okay, well, my solution is I'm going to go to another company, right? So, actually we have some folks that are close to us, Crossline, that have left Janest, have gone to another company, promoting it on their Facebook page, saying, hey, guess what? Finally, we're all making money, right? And it just seems so appealing, to so many. And already some people have reached out to them and said, hey, what are you doing? But the reality is, when you think about what they're doing, all they're doing is what they had stopped doing in Janest. If you stop and you think about it, right? Because what happens is, when you join, you're so excited and you're so enthusiastic. It's all fresh, it's all new, right? It's a honeymoon stage. You get all excited and you go out and you recruit, and you make a lot of money in fast start bonuses, right? You make a lot of money in the, in Janest, they're called CABs, customer acquisition bonuses. So you enroll somebody who gets started with a basic pack, you make $25. If they start with an ambassador pack, you make $200 or $250, and depending on which country they're signing up in. And so you do a lot of that very aggressively and very enthusiastically in the beginning. But then what happens next? What's the next phase, guys? Right? Things kind of level off. The average person actually will enroll one or two people and then stop, right? And hope that those one or two people will take them to the bank. And it never works that way. What do we teach? Enroll 10 to 15 people. Because 3 to 5 are going to quit, 3 to 5 are going to incubate, and 3 to 5 are going to work. If you only enroll 2 or 3, you might enroll 3 quitters. Right? And now you lose your enthusiasm, you lose your personal momentum, and now you got to crank yourself up again. But you're not as excited as when you signed up. You don't attack it as hard as when you first signed up. Right? And so, folks tend to fall into management mode, they fall off their activity levels, and they're not doing what they were doing when they started, and so they're not making money. They thought that they were going to enroll 1 or 2 or 3 people and ride that to the bank. And so what happens is they say, okay, well, the problem is the company. Because here's what I find about amateurs, poor people, middle class people, underachievers, they never blame themselves. They always look for an external reason, right, Carrie? They always look for something. It's got to be somebody else's fault. It can't possibly be my fault. It can't possibly be that I'm not doing the right things, right? And so what do? They go find another company, and they go to another company to get all excited because it's brand new, and they start that cycle again. And so now they're all excited. They start recruiting again. They start making money again. They're posting on their Facebook. Guess what, guys? I'm making money. But you know what? What happens 3 to 6 months from now when that wears off? They're back in the same spot. And this is how people get labeled as jumpers in the network marketing community, because it's kind of like I remember when we were kids, my brother he had a strange habit with regard to bacon. You guys know bacon, right? The food, bacon. Well, he would take bacon and he would he would just like suck the juice out of it and then spit the rest of it out, right? So he was all excited about the kind of the early part of the bacon, the initial taste, the flavor, right? But he wasn't committed to actually eating the whole thing and going the full distance, right? And I think a lot of people are like that with network marketing. They get all excited and they kind of suck the juice of the early taste, right? But they're not committed to chewing it up and eating it and going through the whole process of completing, the deal. And so they end up just kind of doing that from company to company, sucking the juice, spit it out, suck the juice, spit it out, suck the juice, spit it out. Whereas you look at these leaders here, these champions that we've got on our team, Sam, Marsha, myself, these other leaders, Kim, Nick, Carrie, Jamie, Fatih, Doris, these other leaders that we have, we're committed to going all the way. We enjoyed the juice part where we made a bunch of money from launching, right? And, I have a saying, guys, it's all fun and games until it turns into work, right? It's kind of like a marriage. Right? People date, and dating is all fun and all romantic, and then you have the wedding, and it's just all so incredible, and then all that's over with, and now you got real life, you got kids, you got laundry, you got groceries, you got bills, and now it's just not as much fun. Yeah. Right? Can I get an amen, Carrie?
Amen.
Can I get an amen, Marsha? Right?
True.
Jamie, can I get an amen on that one? Right? And if you're not really committed to going the distance, if all you want is the bacon juice of the marriage, then you're gonna be in a cycle of dating, courtship, marriage, divorce, dating, doing it over and over again, because as soon as it becomes work, you're gonna always want to get out. You see what I mean? So what we're doing, guys, is we're just trying to teach people to go the distance. Hey, I would love to hear from you guys. I mean, you guys have seen people come and go and jump ship and whatever. I mean, this is the Straight Talk edition, so we can go ahead and we can talk about it on this. The idea is not to be negative, but look, guys, I've been in this industry 23, 24 years. I've seen people come and go and jump and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? I've even been in more than one company. And I've even been in more than one marriage. And I can tell you this, there's no perfect people out there, and there are no perfect companies out there. So at some point in time, you got to stick one, choose well, commit, and go the distance. But you guys, I would love to hear from you.
So just in listening to what you're saying, one of the things that comes to mind, and I've heard several people say it, I've heard Cedric Herrick say it, I've heard you say it, this is not net play marketing, this is not net socialized marketing, this is network marketing. And I think a lot of people get involved in this industry and they don't know exactly where they fit in the network marketing. So, you could be a customer and that's all good, and you may really like the products and you promote the products to your friends, your family, associates, whatnot. But if you're truly looking at this as a business, there is no business that you can do and start in, 6 months, 9 months, a year and expect to be a bazillionaire or, reach the pinnacle of that business. You really have to put on your big girl underwear, and grind it and hit it hard and stay committed. I know when my husband started his business, in physical therapy, it's not like the first doctor that he went to that sent him a patient. It took some time to build up that relationship, the rapport, and some days there's doctors that didn't send patients. What are you going to do? Give up on your hope and your dream because of what you said you want to have and you said you want to do? No, you gotta keep going. So I think a lot of people just don't really get their mindset right. I know we talk a lot about that on Team Elite TV, is your mindset. A lot of people don't get their mindset right. Of course, if you're not watching Team Elite TV, maybe you're not sure about the mindset. But if you get your mindset right and you know what it is that you're focused on, the naysayers, the difficult days, there are difficult times in this business. There's that whole valley of death which, people go through in this business. And on the other side of the valley of death is that mountain. So, I think it's just important for people to recognize that there are hills and there's valleys, just like in any business. But once you understand this as a business, when the difficult, dark days come, when you have a lot of people telling you no, when it doesn't seem like you're advancing the way you want to, that is the time to dig in and to hold on and to link arms with people that are on the same journey with you, to get your mind right, to read the books, to be a part of Team Elite, to plug into all the resources that we have and really embrace this journey. Because like I said at the beginning, this company is real. We went to the corporate office. We saw it. There's a lot of big things that are in store for this company. And, there's a lot of people looking at Jeunesse because it is really going in the right direction. So I know I've said a lot. I've taken a lot of time. But I just feel really passionate about this company, what it represents, the products, and really just determine where it is that you fit in and stick to it.
Absolutely, Marsha, totally in agreement with you there. And what I'd add to that is, you mentioned mindset, and mindset is a huge thing, and when I look on the network marketing industry in Jeunesse and in other companies, what I find is that for every person who is successful and highly successful where they've achieved diamond and above, they really had to commit 3 to 5 years at least to build a business to get to that point. And what I find is that for jumping from company to company, each time you have to start over and you get no time to settle down, no time, just to build that proper foundation in where you're at so that you can actually see the fruits of your labor. Because even in my business right now, there are people who I've enrolled in my business who call me to enroll me in another network marketing company. Crazy, right? There are friends that I have in other network marketing companies, and they call to say, listen, you are so good at what you do, you're so committed, you're so dedicated, you could be making so much money here than what you're doing now. And the truth is, I know, Marsha, that Jeunesse is real because I've been to 3 or 4 events. So I've had that experience with Jeunesse. I know where we are. I know where we're going. And for most persons, you need to know where you are and where you want to go. Because if you don't know, many trains will come and you jump on many of them, but you find that you get lost in the process. So be focused. Get your mind right. Be focused on what you want, where you want, and pin down that train that's going to take you there. And if it is Jeunesse, stick with Jeunesse. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how many other people quit. You know what you want. This is your business. If the business succeeds or it fails, it's your fault. It's your responsibility. So do what needs to be done. Bloom where you're planted. It's what I always say. It doesn't matter which company you go. You have to work. You have to commit time. You have to commit your resources, and you have to attend events. So just do the things that you know you're supposed to do for you to get the results that you want to get.
Absolutely, Cam. I want to jump back in here because, it raises the question, is there ever a time to go to another company, right? And obviously the answer's got to be yes. Otherwise, I'd still be with the first company that I was with. But I can tell you this, anytime I've ever left a company is because the company was broken. And every company that I've been with, I've been there for 5.5 years. So I didn't just leave. So for example, Samantha and I were in our last company together. I was there 5.5 years. Sam was there 6 years. And after we're playing the same playbook that we're playing. We're doing the work. And guys, you want to write this down. You want to make sure that you're not only doing the work, you're doing the right work. Some people don't make money because they're not doing the right work. And that's why Team Elite TV and our coaching is so important, because we'll teach you what the right work is to do. And so if you're getting on here, guys, and you're taking notes and you're saying great training, but you go off and you do something different, hey, that's on you. You only have yourself to blame. We're laying out the formula for each person and teaching you what to do. So, Sam and I in that other company, we did the right work, right? And it was like the analogy that we would use is like we were putting bricks on the wall. You turn around to get some more bricks out of your wheelbarrow, and someone stole your first layer of bricks. There was a hole in the bucket, but we didn't abandon ship. You know what we did? We got on a plane, we flew out to corporate multiple times to work with the company to try to fix things, right? And it wasn't until we just got to a point where after 5.5 years, you just kind of have to call it, But most people who are quitting, Jeunesse haven't been here that long. Most people who are quitting who are part of Team Elite's only been in Jeunesse a year and a half, And so we've got folks that will quit after a couple of weeks, a couple of months, because they haven't had success. And so you got to ask yourself, did you follow through on your game plan, right? Did you follow through on what it takes to make it work? I can tell you right now, I know some folks are out there, they're frustrated. They're saying, well, you know what, I'm doing demos like crazy to get customers, and I'm not making the money that I really would like to make. I'm not doing the cycles and stuff like that. And I would say this, I didn't teach you to do that, right? What did we teach? Our model is get a few customers, build a big team. Get a few customers, build a big team. Because the whole idea to create the big incomes in network marketing is to generate the leverage, right? The leverage of having a virtual sales force. And that's why we spend so much time teaching people how to recruit. And we're going to spend a lot more time teaching you how to get customers, because that's important too. We want to make sure everybody on the team has 2 to 5 solid customers each month, but you also want to build a big team. It's like 2 oars on a rowboat. If you row with just one, you go in circles. If you row with just the other, you go in circles. If you want to go in a straight line to the bank, you got to row with both oars. So this is good commentary. Who else wants to jump in and talk about this topic? And there's certainly so much more that we can say. So love to hear from you guys.
Hey T, I want to recap and talk about some experiences that I've had for over 20 years now. And the thing is that how you have to look at this business just like any other business, where except for the fact that we're very fortunate that we can design our own hours, work the business in around our lifestyle, etc. I have 2 children, a single parent. I have 100% custody, and I've always worked from home. I'm always able to you go to all school events, you name it. That's the beauty part of our business. I don't work in a cubicle, and I don't have to commute to work. My commute to work is probably 25 steps, and so that's the beauty part of our business, right? But then the work part is sometimes people get misled, right? They see these huge amounts of checks, and they hear these glorious stories. And what we have to keep in mind, just like with any other business, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You don't have, like for example, I don't know if any of you watch the realtor show. There's the your realtor show out here in LA, for New York, and there's a handful of realtors that they show them selling these amazingly glorious homes. Well, those realtors, it took them years to build up those contacts and to get the clientele and to get the reputation of being that type of a realtor, right? So if you live in Beverly Hills here in Southern California, there's probably maybe 4 realtors that you're going to call to sell your home if it's over 15 million or more. Now, you're not going to call a realtor who just got started out of the blue, who's selling single-story tract homes. Nothing wrong with that. But it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you have to be willing to invest the time in your business to learn, to grow. And so we have to keep that in mind as far as customers go, customers are the most important part of our business, but who's a customer? We all are, right? Everyone here on the line now consume Jeunesse products. So therefore, we're our first customer. We're our very first customer that we ever get, and every distributor and or customer is a customer. We're all consuming, and so the basic fundamentals of business is you sell, they consume, that builds volume. Volume builds a check. The check creates more stories, it creates more stories to go tell more people. That creates more momentum. But it all comes down to the consumption of the product. So we have to remember to follow up. And when we sign people up, whether customer or distributor, the questions are, what is it you would like to do with your body? What is it you would like to do with your appearance? Would you like to look 10 years younger? Would you like to lose body fat? Do you have issues with your immune system? Do you have issues with joint pain? Find out, ask these specific questions, and then find out how serious they are about solving those issues that they have on a scale of 1 to 10. How serious are you? Okay, you're a 10. You definitely want to look younger. You want to feel better. You want to get a better night's sleep. Okay, fantastic. Here's the products you need to take for those specific ailments. I'm going to follow up with you on day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, week 2, week 3, week 4 to make sure that they get the results. Because guess what? What do we want them to do? You want them to reorder. We want them to be on an auto ship. Customer, distributor, doesn't matter. Auto ship. We want them to reorder every single month because that is the foundation of a solid business. And it's one person at a time, one brick at a time. And that's marathon, not a sprint. And yes, you're going to hear people who make money super fast out of the gate. That's the exception, not the rule. And yes, we can make $25 to $250 every time we sign a new person up, which is fantastic because that's the bridge money that we use to build our business while we're building our cycles, while we're building that residual income. I can tell you when I was earning over $160,000 a month, I could look at my back office and I can tell you a majority part of my income, and I would say 98%, was derived from people ordering $50, $100, $200 worth of product. It was just a heck of a lot of people doing that. Right, so it was a heck of a lot of people getting the results that they wanted on the product that I offered, and it was leveraging other people who wanted to make part-time income, full-time income, spare time income, and they told a few people, those few people told a few people. It doesn't sound sexy, guys, doesn't sound exciting, but I can tell you it was very exciting when I got my first $100,000 month check, and on the deposit slip there's only 5 boxes to fill in the amount you're depositing, and I had to make my own box to add a 6-figure. That was exciting, right? That was sexy. But it all stems from consuming yourself, being a product of the product, believing in the products yourself enough to where, like what T.Gray said, when you get a bunch of no's or you have people fall out and you have the naysayers, we call them the birds, right? They come and pick and peck at you, and they pick and peck at your belief, and pretty soon they start draining the water out of your belief bucket, right? You have this belief bucket that was full, overflowing in the very beginning, and then people start drinking from your belief bucket, and it starts to spill, and you have it gets knocked over sometimes. But if you have a strong belief in the product, and you know that this business is for you, and you want to make whatever it is you want to make, and like Kimberly says, you have to know what it is that you want, then you can achieve it. And how you can know that you can achieve it is look at the company. And I don't care, to be honest, I don't care if it's Amway, I don't care if it's Mary Kay, Avon, Tupperware. Name the company that has a distributor base. My mom was the head of human resources at Jafra, which is a local network marketing company here. I didn't know it was network marketing when my mom worked there, but otherwise she would have been the first one to introduce me. But any company that has a sales force like this, that the way you know that you can be successful is you look and see if somebody is achieving what it is that you want to achieve, even if it's one person, that means you can do it. If they can do it, you can do it. They're not any different. They have the same product, the same compensation plan. The only thing they've brought to the table different from what we bring to the table in the very beginning, because we all start out at zero, right? But if if somebody wants to get to $10,000 a month, well, I can promise you here, Janess, there's tons of people making $10,000 a month. But what they've brought to the table that the new person hasn't brought yet is their work ethic and putting and implementing productive action, income-producing activity every single day. They've just done it for a longer period of time. They've probably done, certainly more than a brand new person is going to do in the very beginning. But that's the only difference. But we all have the same product, same compensation plan, same company support, same website, same back office. We all have the same. So because we all have the same, all you have to do is look at, okay, I want to create X. I want to make X, Y, Z. Is somebody in the company already doing that? If the answer is yes, then your answer is yes, that you can achieve it. You have to just remember it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's about consumption. And yes, we have our upfront money of $25 to $250 per person we sign up. We have our cycle pay, which your fast start bonus, your $25 to $250. That's what's going to continue focusing on that between you and your team. That gets you your cycle pay. We all have distractions. Doesn't matter if it's a good distraction or a bad distraction. It takes a skill set to put the distractions on a back burner, and that's something that I work. Lord knows I've had a ton of distractions over the past handful of months, and that's something for me to work on. I'm not inhuman, and as far as people, going to other companies, I've gotten calls. I get calls a lot. In fact, I get product that shows up on my doorstep from other companies. Quite a bit. In fact, I have 2 boxes by my front door now that I haven't even opened up because why would I? And they just send it to me thinking, because they know I'm a product person, they think that's how they're going to get me. But it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what company you're with, as long as you've selected a solid product line, the compensation works based on the incomes that's being generated in the field. Every single company has the same dollar to split up, and so what I'm trying to get at here is that the cycle of business is the same no matter where you go. At the end of the day, marathon, not a sprint. All about consumption. You're your first customer, and if someone else has done it in the company, you can do it too. And I know that's not exciting, not sexy, but it works. And you just keep all that in mind, and know that people are going to move on. And you can't take it personal. The people who move on, they have their own reasons. T.Gray and I had our reason for moving on from our last company after over 6 years, and we moved for what I truly believe were very, very good and valid reasons. In fact, even the present company agreed. But we've made a home here, and it's called Get in Line, Stay in Line, Marathon, Not a Sprint. So here we are, and I'm excited about our future, because I can tell you what, no matter what happens in our industry, good, bad, or indifferent, we know that Janess has the funding behind them. We know they're not going out of business, and that's all we need. Solid product, solid company, we're good to go.
I love it, Sam. It's funny, you got products showing up on your doorstep, so do I, and every once in a while I get airline tickets that just come up in my, come see our company, come fly out to our headquarters. And I think that's important, because I want to talk about something else, because one of the things that people will cite as their reasons, it's funny because when people get unhappy, they will throw anything out there, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll talk about the BDAs and positioning and stuff that people like yourself and myself will get. And I just want to say, hey, you know what? When you pay your dues in this industry and you learn how to build it, then what happens is you start to get advantageous circumstances. I mean, my first company that I was successful at, I came in just like everybody else. I bought my package. I had no advantageous positioning, and I had to build both sides. And I built my income to multiple 5 figures a month, right? And the second company that I was successful in, same thing, no advantageous positioning, whatever, except now that I'm a proven entity. I had been a diamond in a previous company. The company did things, made investments in my business to help me, and they should. I'm a proven entity. I'm not just a brand new person who is trying to do this or, who hasn't yet made their mark. I've proven that I can build a team into the tens of thousands of people and do that. So, of course, entering into Jeunesse, Jeunesse has the ability to do, business development agreements and stuff like that. But that's not a reason for someone to side against. Here's the thing. I'm not an overnight success. Sam is not an overnight success. We've been at this for 20-something years, right? And so, folks, you just have to realize that. It's kind of like if your kid, imagine that you had a kid that was got drafted to play pro basketball in the United States in the NBA, right? Now, if they get drafted out of college as a brand new player, they're going to get a deal like this, right? They're not going to get a LeBron James deal like this, right? I mean, LeBron James, he just won the championship. How many times has he won the championship? Is it like 4 now, or 5, 6 times? He's proven that he can take teams to the end. He's proven that he can be a franchise player. He's proven that he can pack the stadium. He's proven that he can deliver versus a new kid out of college, right? And so, should anybody be mad at him because he gets a mega deal? Absolutely not. He's earned that over the time of his career, and so you're going to see that happen in different places. So just realize that when people are trying to pull you one way or another, and they're trying to disparage your leaders or whatever, they're going to use all sorts of rhetoric, but you got to ask yourself why. And you want to know why they do that? Because they want to recruit you. They want to get that fast start bonus, and they want you to be part of their income. It's not because they care about you and love you so much. It's because they want you to be part of what they're doing so that they can make money off of you. So I know that some of you guys had something you want to say. Nick, you're back now. You're back on now. Did you have anything you want to say on this topic? If you're talking, you're on mute. We can't hear you. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about, guys, is just to be careful with cross-line relationships, right? Cross-line relationships are so tricky because it's hard to do this business on your own. It's hard to do this business in a vacuum, and we make so many great friends, and those friends that you make might not be in your upline. They might not be in your downline. They might not even be in your line. They might be totally sideline, right? And Marsha, I know you remember that first company that we met at. That's the first company that I went diamond in. They had a brutal, like militant anti-cross-lining relationship policy. It's like if you were not in the same, if a person wasn't in your upline or downline, you better not even have their phone number. Right? You remember that, Marsha? I mean, it's like there were like complete trainings on that. And while it was very restrictive, I understand the reasons for it because, it's all fine when things are going well. But here's what happens. Number one, people meet people. You work hard to build your downline. Let's put it that way, right? Just think about if you have a group, you got a couple of people in your group, Kim?
Yes, sir.
All right, you got a couple of people in your group, Marsha?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now, how would you feel about someone who didn't know the people in your group before? They only met them because those people are in Jeunesse. And those people are only in Jeunesse because of your hard work.
Right. And
now those people start to introduce those people to other opportunities. Even though they're not network marketing opportunities, those are opportunities that take up their time and attention so that now those people are no longer as enthusiastic about building their business. Their attention is diverted over here, and that now their productivity in your business or in Jeunesse is down. How do you feel about the people that they met at the event who did that, right? Like, it kind of pisses you off, right?
Yeah.
Well, it gets even worse because what happens is now folks become friends, and and that's okay, right? And they can trade information or whatever. But you got two people in two totally different organizations. Suppose you got somebody in Team Elite, right? They might be struggling, but they've got an incredible upline who cares and who's putting all sorts of resources in. And if they would just follow that coaching, they really could be successful, right? And you got somebody else who's in another organization over here that they're not in that same type of a situation. They have a horrible upline who doesn't know what they're doing and who is not providing that type of a nurturing environment, et cetera, blah, 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 right? And so this person finally gets fed up, frustrated, and decided, you know what? I'm leaving Janess. I'm going to go do some other company, right? Now they need to build a team. Who do they call?
You.
Call this person. Now they've spread their poison into your business, and they have all their complaints about what they didn't like about the company and what they didn't like about their upline, and they weren't making money. And because they're friends, they find common ground. And this person's trying to pull this person out. That, frankly, that's just it's not only fair, it's unethical, right? But it's happening, right? It happens, and it's happening, guys. And so, I just want you guys to be encouraged. If you're watching this, I want you to make sure that you be your own man, your own woman, and that you look at your situation and don't let someone else. It's kind of like, you go to, kind of a marriage group in your church, a bunch of women, right? You go to a wives group, right? And maybe you have a good marriage, but now you go to this wives group and everybody there is complaining about their husbands and stuff. The challenge is to not come home with that stuff, right? Right? Not bring other people's problems into your house. And it's the same thing here. Don't let other people bring their problems into your business. That's not your situation. That's their situation, right? So make sure that you're able to evaluate your situation on its own. One of the things that comes up from time to time is spillover, right, Sam? We had people kind of complaining about that, not getting spillover in their business. And that's kind of one of the I love the binary. I love the binary comp plan. I've been in all different types of comp plans, and binary is my favorite. But it's a double-edged sword. And the double-edged sword is that, one of the upsides of the binary is that you can get spillover. And one of the downsides to the binary is that people come to expect it as their birthright. Guys, I see you guys nodding. You know what I'm talking about, right? And so, what do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts?
Well, for me personally, I've never enjoyed the benefits of spillover. I've always worked what's called a breakaway or unilevel plan. So I've always just built, within from me down, and so spillover is a nice, I'd say, cherry on top, but it's not the cake, right? The cake is still the same. It's you be your first customer, get other customers, other distributors, all about consumption. Marathon, not a sprint. It's the same stuff, and a spillover is like the little decorations on a cake. You get little flowers and little berries on top, and that's all nice. It makes the cake look really pretty, but you still have to make the cake. So that's my 2 cents about it, and I think, to be honest with you, that the whole reason why I've stayed away from binaries pretty much my whole career, because one of my main mentors, really drilled into me about not giving people away. I remember when sponsor and placement first came out, and man, that whole thing, that the same mentor said, you don't want to give people away. That's like creating a welfare scenario, and if you give people away, that doesn't make them feel good. And so that's how I was wired, and so I stayed away from the binary because I thought it generated that welfare type mentality, and I actually do see it with some people that I talk to, whether in our team and outside of our team, quite frankly, and mostly outside of our team is where I'm I'm hearing that. Said, you gotta bake the cake. It does, you know, business is business, and I've broken down the percentages on the compensation plan, ours compared to our, unilevels that I've worked, and even compensation plans that I've designed when I was consulting for other companies, and the payout, the percentages are the same. And I'm talking about building two legs on your own. I exclude spillover because that's just, that's a free give me. So I talk about two legs on your own, that 300, 600, 300, 600, and I've gone through and based upon the percentage of payout, cycle pay, et cetera, it's the exact same percentage of payout, in some cases even a little bit more than even some of the comp plans that I've designed being a unilevel. So it's all a cake. Got to build the cake. Got to make the cake.
Absolutely. I think about the first time that I went diamond and had success in network marketing. It was with the binary, and I got absolutely zero spillover. I marketed to people that they could get spillover, and people in my team got spillover. I recruited a lot of people, so people in my team actually got my spillover, but I didn't get any spillover from above. I built both sides from scratch and went diamond and built a multiple five-figure monthly income. And so I just use that as an example just to say, to echo what Sam said, spillover is the cherry, it's not the cake. It's nice when it happens, it's a nice extra, but you shouldn't expect it. Thoughts from anybody else?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, so in my mind, coming to Jeunesse, the whole cross-line, sideline, all that was drilled into our head like you have no idea. So I remember having a conversation with Terrence about this like months ago about the whole cross-line activity, and I think a lot of people don't even know what that is, in this industry, and they don't really understand how it can affect their business if you are not careful about the relationships that you develop with people that are cross-line. So I think, yes, it's good that we share our stories and we come together as a family because Jeunesse truly is a family. But this is your business, and I believe, you have to protect your business from outside people. So, cross-line to me is very important, and the relationships that you develop with people cross-line or sideline to your business, you really have to know, like I said, just everybody's got to stay in their lane. Got to know what your lane is. You got to stay in your lane. The perfect launch sheet is really good to help you know who is in your upline. And those are the people that you should be talking to in your upline when it comes to understanding your business or challenges with your business and whatnot. Not people that are not on that perfect launch sheet, because maybe they are not in your upline and they may not be speaking things into your business that are necessary for your business. So, you got to know who your upline sapphire is, your upline pearls, your upline, etc., so that you know who to go to when you have a problem. Not just your friends in the business, because we have a lot of them. You got to know to go to the people that are committed to helping you have the success that you're looking for.
Hey, Marsha, one of the things I think is pretty sad is that, I'm referring to some very specific people at the time of this video. Somebody might watch this video 6 months later and it'll be somebody else that's doing the same thing. But the folks right now, who are well liked and they went to another company and they're trying to recruit people, I was coaching them on how to coach their team. Like, they don't know how to do it. So the people who are leaving this team to go and work with them, it's like they're gonna really kind of have a rude awakening in terms of the level of support and things that they had grown accustomed to. But just to kind of keep it on a very positive note, guys, I just want to let you guys know where I am personally. Everybody's a grown up and gets to make their own decisions, and we do respect everyone's decisions. We just don't want to see people get hurt because of being unduly influenced and find themselves in a bad situation, in a bad spot, right? There's no perfect company. Jeunesse is an amazing company. Jeunesse is winning all the awards and topping the charts, and Kimberly just posted Jeunesse is #1 again on the momentum list, right? And again, that's got to be like 19 or 20 months in a row, right? And the $1 billion year last year, June, Jeunesse worldwide did $130 million. right? I mean, guys, the company is on track to do $2 billion either this year or the following year. But with all those great things, I mean, the products are fantastic or whatever, but with all those great things, Janessa is not perfect, right? I can sit here and tell you from a very adult perspective, Janessa is not perfect, but no company is perfect. I mean, there is not a single company out there that gets everything right, okay? Janessa has its areas where it's messed up and other companies have messed up. I mean, I've been in enough companies to know, you know what I mean? So what you have to do, guys, is you got to choose a company that's got the combination of things that it takes to go the distance, right? Can a company survive changes in the market, and can they survive their own mistakes? And that really comes down to capitalization. I'm personally never going to bet on a startup company because you just don't know if they will have the finances to make it. I was sharing with Sam, we were talking about this yesterday. Many of you guys know the last company that I actually ever worked for was a company called Lycos.com, which was one of the original search engines on the internet. And Lycos and Yahoo.com, you guys know Yahoo, we tried to match each other move for move. Well, you know what? In following Yahoo, we both went down a dark alley and found out that both companies had followed the wrong path. Yahoo had a lot of money. So they were able to say, okay, fine, we're going to scrap everything that we're doing and pretty much just start over again. They had enough money to do that and to survive that. Lycos didn't have the capital of a Yahoo, so we had to sell the company, right? And so same thing in network marketing. Does a company have the capital and the wherewithal to go the distance, to improve, to evolve, etc.? Janessa most certainly absolutely does. I mean, we did $1 billion faster than anybody, and we are on track. We're still growing as a company, okay? I can tell you guys right now in the United States in particular, the way we do network marketing is going to evolve. It's going to become a lot more customer-centric. You see Janessa addressing that. We had to have 2 customers. You know, many companies are not going to be able to survive the shift in how network marketing is going to have to be done in the United States. But Janessa, I know Janessa has the finances and the wherewithal and the desire to do that. So why would you play around with something else? That's my opinion, right? So when people try to recruit me, I'm like, hey, I'm with the #1 company. Why would I go to number 2, number 5, number 200, or not even on the list? Why would I do that? Anything else is a crapshoot. So that's where I am, guys. I love where we are. I want to encourage people to use the products. That was another conversation that Sam and I were having. Yeah. You know, the folks who don't use the products and think they're going to win, you're fooling yourself. I think you signed up by accident. You know, if you're not going to use the products, you're totally in la la. You got to use the products, right? You know, last week I showed on live on air. I opened up my auto ship on air because I practice what I preach. Right? You saw my name on the box. I pulled out a box of reserve. Remember that, Kim? It was you and me last week, right? And you know, the model is going to be: you got to do products, you got to recruit. Get 2 to 5 real customers. Learn to sell the product. Okay? And I know people don't like that word sell, but come on, guys. You know, everything is selling. You know, you got a spouse, you got a boyfriend, you got a girlfriend, you want a boyfriend, you got a girlfriend. Guess what? It's all selling. You make up your face to get ready to go out, that's your sales pitch, right? So everything in life is selling. You want your kids to take their medicine and finish their dinner, that's selling, right? So life is selling. We're not going to. Selling doesn't mean taking advantage of people. Selling means sharing something good with someone and with the intention of an exchange. So learn to do it. It's the most powerful wealth skill on the planet. Learn to get 2 to 5 solid customers and learn to build a team of at least 10 to 15 people that you personally recruited so we can find the 3 to 5 who'll go the distance. That's the model. And I promised Sam that I would rework the numbers to show you what could happen if you built a team following that way. So here, guys, it's 9 minutes after the hour. I would love to give you guys an opportunity to tack on any comments at this point in time. You know, anybody want to take a minute or two and just share anything, more straight talk before we wrap this up? All I see is beautiful smiles and a profile picture.
I think straight talk, this is my thought, I think straight talk is always important. It's always an opportunity to kind of regroup and, you know, really understand what the business is all about, the business of the business. So I really enjoyed tonight's episode. I think it was all positive because it is a part of being in network marketing.
Awesome, awesome. And Marsha, I think this is a very positive episode. It's not negative. I mean, we struggle, Sam and I struggle back and forth, should we address this or not? And I said, you know what? People on our team are adults, you know? And so, you know, let's get on, let's not try to sell people, but let's just shoot straight. And people can embrace or not embrace what we're talking about. Everybody's got the right to believe in what they want to believe and have their own opinion, but hopefully they can take the advice of some industry veterans and experience. Anybody else?
Yeah, you know, hey, T.Gray, I also wanted to mention, I was talking to Adam on, what's today, Sunday, so I was talking to Adam on Friday evening, and the same thing we're talking about here. Adam and I had the same conversation Friday evening, and we weren't even talking about our team. He was mentioning a sideline team, and going through some different scenarios as to why they're unhappy and things are happening there. And you know, what we were talking about is that, you know, instead of being so focused on the money aspect and the opportunity aspect of the business, people really need to be more product focused. And we talked about, he mentioned also that, you know, these people that he was talking about in general terms, no names were mentioned obviously, but I knew the team he was talking about, that they weren't even locked in on the product themselves. You know, they didn't even use their own product. So, you know, it all starts with step number one: be your own consumer, get locked in on the products yourself, and then just duplicate that downline. And by doing that, you're going to get the customers, you're going to get the distributors, you're going to get some distributors are going to hit it and go work, and some aren't, and that's okay. It's like Jim Rohn says, a spoon's a spoon and a fork's a fork. A leader is going to automatically rise to the top, and they're automatically going to identify themselves. A customer who just uses the products maybe tells a neighbor or two, that's totally fine too. Let a spoon be a spoon and a fork be a fork. Don't try to force one to, you know, don't create a spork. Doesn't work, right? You have let a spoon be a spoon and a fork be a fork, and be okay with it. Like I said before, when when my check was over $160,000 a month, it was generated by people buying $50, $100, $200 at the most per month. It's just helping a lot of people get the results that they're after. And really, that's all too. I mean, I'm at my desk now, and this isn't even my stash in the kitchen. This is just at my desk, right? So I've got my, all my, so, I'm a product of the product, and I can't help myself, and that's just how it goes. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I just want to reiterate that Adam, our upline, we had the same exact conversation, and he admitted also that that he's now talking more product, especially here in the States, than the money side of things. So it's all good. I mean, you can't build a stronger, more solid of a foundational business by just building it by product. Shoot, I even have my samples here too.
Look at that.
So anyway.
Good stuff. I love it. I love all those products. Anybody else?
Yes, I wanted to mention that it's absolutely correct. I mean, you have to really sell yourself the product first. You have to be convinced that the product that you're selling is the best. And the only way to convince yourself is to try it. It's like I tell people, you can't recommend a restaurant that you haven't gone to that restaurant. You haven't eaten there. You first go eat and you like the food, then you recommend it. So it's the same thing with the products. You have to try the products first. Yeah. You have to be convinced they work. And that's the only way you can transmit that convincing people that they do work. And people are going to see the changes on you. They're going to see it on the outside. They're going to see your face glowing. They're going to see your body changing to better. And they're going to make comments. And that's when you start telling them about your product. So definitely, you first got to convince yourself of the product. I've always, every time I have an opportunity to do a presentation, every time I'm going to talk about the products, I always say, if I wasn't in Jeunesse, I would be one of your best customers of anybody because I love the product. You know, I just love the product more than making the money. I love the product.
You know, Fatih, I have to say that is the most powerful comment of tonight's episode, right? I mean, and that's really what it should come down to, guys. It should come down to if you really want to be successful here, fall so deeply in love with the products, become so committed to the products that you can say what Fatih just said.
Yep.
That if you weren't a business builder, you'd be one of our best customers because you love these products so much. I think that's a great place for us to end this episode. What do you guys think? Right? And what we're going to do on our next and our coming episodes is we're really going to talk about how to structure and build your business with customers, you know, product usage, customers, and business builders. We're going to show you how to row with both oars. And so our commitment to you is this: stick with us. We've carefully chosen this company. We're committed to it. You know, we're unified as a leadership group. All of these guys are my friends and my business partners. I love each and every one. Sam and I are unified. We're on the same page, and we're together to build this business and to support this team. So I want to encourage everybody, stick with us. We're here to go the distance, and people on our team are going to win and make money, but that's still going to be your responsibility. We are going to show you the right work to do, and we are going to show you the right amounts of the right work to do. And if you're committed to following the coaching and actually doing it in earnest, as Kim and Nick and Fatih have been experiencing in this launch coaching program, then you're going to win. If you're going to do some of it, you're going to get some results. If you're going to do a little bit, you're probably going to get no results. Okay? But we are committed to showing you the way and to going on the journey with you. We love you guys. Team Elite is the place to be. Jeunesse is the place to be. It's going to be hard to beat that combination. And I think that's a wrap on episode 67. What do you guys think?
That's a wrap.
Yes.
Good night.
Yes.
All right. Good night,
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.